what's up guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you my real life house. My actual house that I live in real life, recreated in Minecraft. So the reason that I made this and the reason that I'm showing you this video is because after we came back off of holiday and after we moved into, well, this house right here, I asked you guys what would you like to see most in the entire world, and with an overwhelming majority of response, you guys requested that I recreate my actual real life house, this right here that I just moved into, in Minecraft. So I've done my best. It's been kind of difficult, to be honest, just because how my house is laid out and just because how Minecraft works with like slabs and stairs and just because how bricks look in general. Like, my house is laid out like this, it is the shape of this, but it doesn't look 100% like this, and that's just because of how Minecraft is, but I have tried to 100% recreate it as close as I can, and I hope that you guys enjoy this video because so many of you requested it. So why don't we actually have a look at this thing here? I've done the inside and the outside as close as I possibly can. So this is just supposed to be the street. On the outside of my house is, well, I mean, you can't really tell from the Minecraft version, but it's a nice, quiet little neighborhood. This house is just a nice, semi-detached house in England. It's what you'd expect in just a nice, suburban-ish area in England, and semi-detached means, of course, that it is connected to another house. I don't show it in this video, but the reason that there's no windows or anything on this side of the house is because there is another house there that my house is conjoined onto. So it's just a nice, normal, semi-detached suburban house in England in a nice little quiet neighborhood, and of course we have the Simpsons TV house there, which is here in real life. I'm not kidding. So this is my driveway. There's not too much out here in the driveway. There's enough room for loads and loads of cars. That's supposed to represent my car. Of course, my car looks nothing like that, although I wish it did because that is a pretty awesome looking car. But out here we just have a long drive which takes us up to a garage. We have enough room for God knows how many cars out here, probably like 4 or 5 in real life. We have this little thing on the front garden. It's like this stone basket with flowers in it, and there's just a little bit of gravel surrounding it, and it's just kind of sectioned off with some bricks, which is kind of what we have here. These wooden boxes outside, that's kind of like an internet box, electric box, that sort of thing. Here we have kind of like one of those letterboxes, those external letterboxes that you like throw stuff in, and then you have to have like a key to open them. This is a doorbell, but it also functions as a way to actually get in the house. If you were to come in the house, immediately on the left is like a shoe and cloak closet sort of thing. Cloak. As if anyone has a cloak these days, although I wish I did. So this is kind of just like a coat place, like you'd throw your shoes down here, you have a little bit of storage area, you'd throw your coat down, this closes. It's immediately on the left. Immediately on the right is the hallway in which you can get like around the house. So we have the living room, we have some stairs, we have the dining room. But there's also an electric box here, which is what this represents. We'll start here in the living room. All of these, by the way, like these buttons, light switches, that's what those are supposed to represent, of course. I mean, I wanted to use actual, like, levers, but they don't look as good as like, putting that on the wall. But this is the living room. We have, actually, this doesn't correctly represent the living room currently. Like, the carpet isn't purple, for instance, it's actually brown, but that's very, very boring to put in Minecraft. And the sofas aren't green, although they're this weird color that I actually can't get in Minecraft. We do have a lamp in the room, we have a lot of light. We also have a nest of tables. That's just a table there with like a drink on it. We have a nice coffee table here. We have an electric fire here. There's nothing on the wall, but it was a little bit plain without it anyway. We actually have 2 chairs here instead of a sofa, but eventually there'll be a sofa as well. There's a nice canvas on the wall behind the settee as well, and we also have a TV in the corner. So layout-wise, it's pretty much dead on, but I have changed a couple of things just to do with the nature of Minecraft and stuff, and just to make it look a little bit more full and interesting. So that's the living room, and of course the walls aren't just brick on the inside, but if I wanted to add like colors for wallpaper and stuff, then I would have had to have added another layer, and that would have it would have just basically made the room smaller, and well, I didn't want to do that. So none of these walls are actually like brick on the inside. I just had to do that for the sake of this. If we come into the dining room now, there's not too much in the dining room other than the internet router, which is in the corner, stuck under a table with a flower pot on it, so that's pretty factual. And we also have a nice table with some chairs surrounding it. And of course, there's also some light, although there isn't a canvas on the wall. I just decided to add that because I think that that looks quite nice. And coming into the kitchen, we have an archway leading us from the dining room into the kitchen. It's not just like a solid door or anything. There's no door or anything in between. It's just a nice big archway. And on the left here we have a hob which you can cook stuff. We also have a lot of counter space, a lot of units and stuff that you can store stuff in. The boiler in the corner. We have a mug tree, just more counter space. This is actually a tumble dryer slotted in between the sink and the cupboards and stuff. We have a place, we have a sink with taps and everything like that. There's a bin in the corner, and there's some light switch or two that control the outside and the inside lights. We also have an actual like cooker stored in between two sets of cupboards, which is right here in this position, and then we just have some more cupboard space. Plus, in the corner, we also have a pantry, which is incredibly dark and kind of cool, actually. It runs right all the way back behind the stairs, so you can stash plenty of things in there. I'm just saying. And we have some cookies and some cake in here, which unfortunately we don't have in the actual pantry, but I wish we did. I wish we did every single day. As we move through the kitchen, we find ourselves in this interesting little room where we have a little dog here. We have a dog. This is where his cage is. This is where he goes when he's been naughty. Bad dog. Anyway, this is a utility room, basically. In the utility room, we have stuff like a fridge freezer. We actually have like a double American fridge freezer, but I didn't want to cover either the door, nor did I want to cover the window. So we have kind of like a standard, more English fridge freezer, although we've got like this big giant black fridge freezer, and it's so cool. Like, you have the big giant doors that you just open both at the same time. I love that thing. I've never had one until we actually moved in here. We have a washing machine, and then it's just some storage space and stuff like that. If we were to move outside, because why not, we're out here now. If we move outside, there's a nice big patio area, and you can actually get out onto the drive from here, although this is locked 90% of the time anyway. And you can also access the front part of the garage, although we don't keep cars or anything in there. We actually have a little home gym in there, which I couldn't recreate on Xbox, but I would be able to if we had PC, because you need those never rod things. That'd actually be really cool if they could introduce that on the Xbox. I'd be able to make so many more things. And if you're curious at like what's all of like the stone fence and what have you, well, or cobblestone wall more accurately, the cobblestone wall is quite simply just like drain pipage and stuff like looping around the utility room and such. Little bench back here. We don't actually have one. The previous owners had one, but we don't actually have a little bench out here. But eventually I'd love to get a nice little patio set, which would be great. Could set up out here on the patio area. A couple of bins here on the side. Between the actual garden and like the patio, there's this weird little gravel bit. I don't understand what it's for, but there's this weird little gravel bit, basically where the dog likes to poop. And there's just this little storage container which contains like, well, I imagine used to contain like, I don't know, like garden supplies. But that's what this little green container is, and we just have a little bit of a gravelish place. I don't know what it's for. Out here, there's a shed in the corner. Actually, nothing in the shed other than my bike. Push bike, not an actual bike, although I would like an actual bike. I'd kill myself so fast if I had a motorbike. I don't think it's a good idea. But we have a shed back here, pretty much nothing in it. It's actually kind of big. It's actually probably like if you were scaling with Minecraft, it's probably about that size. In the corner, we just have a tree. And in real life, actually, there's this weird like plastic bath-looking thing on the front of the tree. And I can't really recreate that in Minecraft, but I don't know what it is, basically. And for some reason, around the tree, like, the grass is a little bit like, it's a bit disheveled and it's a bit dirtish, whereas everywhere else it's nice and grass and lovely. You can actually get into the back of the garage from the back of the garden, where the previous owner, and I guess me eventually, will keep that grammar up. I eventually will keep like tools and stuff in here, and you can actually see into the garage. And like I said, there's actually like a little home gym in here with weights and like a bike and elliptical and stuff, which is that thing that you run and you've got like you move your arms at the same time, one of those machine things. But I couldn't really recreate that on Xbox, so in actuality there's stuff in there. If we now move from the garden and we go upstairs, we can walk back through the living room, through the French doors, which is something I absolutely love about our living room. The freedom to just like walk in and out and around the house. You can do loops around the house very, very easily. As we walk up the stairs here, we'll focus on the left first. On the left here, as you walk up the stairs, more light switches. We have a spare bedroom, which is currently occupied by my old bed, and we also have like the remnants of a wardrobe that I actually dismantled. I almost killed myself dismantling a wardrobe. It was so huge and heavy, and I did it by myself. I almost dropped like the big giant doors on my head. I almost died. Not even joking, almost died, but it's just a little spare room in here. I added a couple of things to it to make it look a bit more interesting, but I mean, there's not too much in there. It is a spare room. And this is the master bedroom. It's actually pretty big. It's not too bad. It's got a nice big massive super king size bed on this back wall here. We also have some built-in massive wardrobes, which is what these are supposed to be, but it's actually kind of hard to recreate them in Minecraft. There's like a mirror separating two giant double doors on either side, and it's got a little bit of storage space in there as well. Well, obviously it's got a little bit of storage space. It's a wardrobe. That's the entire point of it, but you guys get the idea. And there's a little alcove back here, which has just got enough room for like a bin and a set of drawers and that sort of stuff. And in here we also have a nice little closet, which our bed is actually in front of, but I didn't want to put the bed in front of it because, well, you know, we got a bed that was way too big, unfortunately, so it didn't sit on this back wall, so we had to put it here instead, and it covers up the closet, but that's alright, it's fine. It's like a safe room or something now. If we walk back into the hallway in here, and just to remind you, like, all of these walls, in actuality, aren't actually brick. They're all, like, well, most of these walls are white inside here, but I couldn't really colour, like, the inside walls without doing the outside, and I didn't want to shrink the rooms. You guys understand. So, this is my office. Like, if you come up the stairs and you take a right and then you took another right immediately, this is my office. In here, it's pretty factual. I mean, we have my computer that I'm sitting at right now. The microphone is on the left of me right here. There is actually loads of canvases up in this room to deal with the sound. Because I don't know if you guys remember, I was having a really bad echo problem when I first moved in here. So there's loads of stuff on the wall, and we have a rug here that is actually purple to absorb the sound. This is my computer. I have two monitors. I'm not really interested in having another. We have the mouse, we have the keyboard here, we have the TV that I'm actually looking at right now. It's kind of like Minecraftception. I'm actually looking at the TV that's right here. It's a nice big curved Samsung TV. If you guys have ever seen like my previous room tour when I was back at the old house, you guys know what I'm talking about. But that is my room. Oh, and we also have a closet here in my room. Like, it's parallel to the one in the master bedroom. Like, if we knock through this wall, I'm pretty sure they connect to each other. But we have a big closet that houses loads and loads of stuff. Like, rarely there should be like chests in here in actuality. There's only 2 rooms left upstairs and in total. If we were to take a right as soon as we come out of my office, which is extremely handy, we have a bathroom that isn't laid out like this. For whatever reason, I just couldn't get the layout properly for the bathroom. Like, it's more of an L shape. Like, there should be more room this way. So I did have to restructure it, but everything in here is, you know, we've got all the same stuff. We have a toilet and we have a shower. Unfortunately, no bath, which is a shame because one of my great pleasures in life is to take a bath. We also have a sink with the tap and a mirror in front of it, and that's pretty much the bathroom. It's got like a black floor, and it's got like purple bath mats and stuff, so you don't slip and break your neck after you've had a shower. There's a nice little window here in between the bathroom, and this is just a toilet. There's just a room with a single toilet. Technically, it is called a water closet. Don't know why it's called that, but if you were to ever go into the real estate game, it's called a water closet. all that's in here literally is a toilet and a few cans of iron brew that I've left on the windowsill because I like to play Clash Royale and have a drink whilst I basically go to the toilet. That's a little bit too much information about me, but hey, you learn something new every day. And that pretty much concludes the house tour, by the way, guys. That is pretty much it. That's everything. I don't think that there's anything else that I've missed. It's actually pretty accurate. It's scarily accurate, the layout for the most part. It's weird to actually look at it, because if you were theoretically to ever come to the house, you're not invited, but if you were to ever theoretically come to the house, like, you'd actually know the layout quite well, and you'd actually be like, hey, those cupboards are actually the same, and like, that closet actually has all of those things in it, and like, the living room's set out in the same way, and the dining room, like, it's so weird to recreate your own house that you're so familiar with in Minecraft. It's actually really, really cool, and I'd suggest that you guys do the same. As a matter of fact, a really cool thing that you guys could do, if you follow me on Twitter, which you should, at TSMC360, if you recreate your own house, and if you sent me a picture of it, not your actual house, your Minecraft house, if you sent me a picture of your Minecraft house, which is a copy of your real house, send me pictures of that on Twitter. If you guys ever decide to do that, I'd love to see it, because it's a really cool experience to recreate something that you're so familiar with every single day. You walk through and it's like, hey, I understand what that's supposed to be. I recognize that. That's here and that's here. It's kind of a really cool thing to do, and I'd absolutely recommend it. But this is my house, guys. It's as close as I can actually get. It's kind of like a typical English suburban style house that's like semi-detached. It's pretty typical. Like, most of them are made of bricks. Most of them look roughly like this. I don't know what else to say. Hopefully you guys have liked this. I found it really cool to make it. I found it really challenging to make it, and I found it extremely weird to walk around it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please drop the video a like. I'd really, really appreciate it. Also, comment down below. Did you enjoy this video? Is there something else special that you'd like to see? Really interested to know. Do follow me on Twitter at TSMC360, and even if you don't build your own house, if you do have pictures of your world that you want me to see, I'd love to see them. I honestly would. Check out the cards in the description below. I'll leave a couple of house-related tutorials in there. Also, I'll leave a tutorial for that car, because that car, you can actually build it. I have a tutorial for that thing. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.